Over the last 20 years, the National Museum of Natural History has supported the biological diversity of the Guiana Shield Program. The Guiana Shield is a distinct ancient geological formation with a rich biodiversity. It is bounded by the Orinoco River to the north and west, the Rio Negro to the southwest, and the lower Amazon River to the south. It includes areas within 6 different countries: Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guiana, and northern Brazil. The area contains an assortment of habitats, including seasonally flooded tropical savannas, immense evergreen forests, lowlands with numerous rivers, isolated mountain ranges, coastal swamps, and the famous tabletop mountains, or tepui, especially abundant in Venezuela and western Guyana. Initially, the program was confined to Guyana, and the fieldwork outside Guyana has been limited to a few expeditions to date, although data gathering and analyses of diversity by the program are increasingly focused on the natural unit of the shield, rather than political units. Since 1986, the program maintained a plant collecting program with expeditions across Guyana. Before the program existed, it was one of the less well-known countries of the shield. These expeditions to remote and unexplored areas are the primary way to document biological diversity. In them, fieldwork resembles the legendary trips of old during the time of Alexander von Humboldt and Richard Spruce. Although travel is easier on both ends of the trip, because we're using airplanes, and new types of data are collected, like GPS coordinates, the major part of the fieldwork is essentially the same as it was in the 1800s, and a lot of time is spent walking, paddling a canoe, dragging supplies in and out of boats, setting up base camps, and of course, collecting and processing specimens. This collecting effort has produced about 53,000 plant collections that, in addition to plant specimens from the U.S. National Herbarium, make a total of more than 145,000 plant records held by the program. Also, our database includes approximately 75,000 ants, 23,000 aquatic insects, 9,000 spiders, 8,000 butterflies, 4,000 birds, 3,000 amphibians and reptiles, 1,000 mammals, and 450 termites records. The result is a great legacy of data that we have only recently begun to analyze, and it is being used to produce checklists, vegetation maps, and floristic and faunistic studies that have produced over 200 publications and are helping to gain an understanding of the biodiversity of this area. Unlike many other tropical regions, and except for a few areas like some cities along the Orinoco, the Rupununi savannas in Guyana, and the coastal line in the 3 Guianas, the shield has benefited from a low population density, so more than 70% of its natural habitats remain pristine, as it is home to many endemic species. For instance, recent studies have estimated between 13,000 and 15,000 as the total number of plant species. About 40%, or about 6,000 species, occur only in the shield area. This level of endemism must be one of the highest in a non-insular area, thus increasing the importance of addressing conservation efforts to protect this biological richness. Unfortunately, the pace of disturbance has accelerated because of the activities by multinational mining and logging companies, the construction of dams for hydroelectric power, wildlife trade, agriculture, and global warming. If these trends continue, the Guiana Shield will lose its place as part of one of the remaining tropical wilderness areas of the world. It is of the utmost importance to continue documenting and studying the diversity of the area, so decisions can be made concerning critical areas that have high priority for conservation and the establishment of an efficient network of protected areas to guarantee the preservation of the biodiversity. In addition to collecting and researching, training has always been an important component of the program, helping students and scientists both in the U.S. and Guyana by assisting them in their studies and providing research opportunities. Finally, one of the most remarkable activities of the program has been helping build the infrastructure necessary for housing Guyana's own natural history collections via the construction and enlargement of the Center for the Study of Biological Diversity, located on the campus of the University of Guyana in Georgetown, funded by the Royal Bank of Canada and USAID. The center currently houses about 45,000 collections of plants, 22,000 insects, and 10,000 animals. In summary, and in the words of Dr. Vicki Funk, the director of the program since 1986, it is my belief that the BDG program fulfills the goals of the Smithsonian Institution by gathering new information and distributing it to those who use it to better understand the biodiversity, both on the Shield and around the world. I think we can all be proud of what we have accomplished, and I thank everyone who has helped along the way.